Okay, so we're back out with the go-kart. This thing hasn't ran since the last video was posted. It's been sitting, so we're going to see if we can get it running today to start, and then we're going to plan on adding some rear suspension. So it's got fuel. Yeah, it's got a little bit in there, probably enough to start it. Got it running. I had to take the carb off to clean it, but now we need to put some air in the tires because it got stuck. Okay, sweet. So that is running. I had to reset the idle screw, turn it up a little bit. So let's look at some of the parts that we have. These are the shocks that I want to put on the back. So we got two of those. We got a bunch of hardware. This is the old exhaust, and it's actually louder with this thing on because this thing is very shot. So that's pretty much garbage. These are some hinges that I want to make. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. So this is a new exhaust that can, it's got this. I want to at least put this piece on so that we can redirect the exhaust, because it's coming out of here and just hits the carburetor and it really heats that thing up. So if we put this on, we're gonna have to come out this way. So here's the hardware. Came with a gasket. I'm gonna put this on. And then the muffler just screws on to the end of this. That sounds way better. A lot quieter. That's freaking sweet, dude. So it's running, but you can see how bumpy it is. We're hoping that adding some suspension on the back of this, where the engine is gonna help, especially because you sit back here as well. So having suspension right here, I mean, the front would be good too, but that's just a whole nother project. So let's start with this and see if we can take the engine out, cut this thing up. So the clutch is connected on this side to the sprocket on the axle. I'm thinking that if we take the engine mounts off, we can just tip it this way and get this chain out of here. If not, we're gonna have to take the clutch off. I don't know if I'm gonna look at. I'm gonna have to take it off. There we go. It's a little warm. Okay. Now this can come right off. There it is. All right, that should be it. Easiest engine pull ever. Let's see how heavy this thing is. Not bad. Okay. These are the swivel brackets that I want to have. I don't know what my original plan was. I guess it was to weld this spacer onto the back end so that it would swivel like that, but this isn't going to work. So I just ordered 2 more of these brackets that have a 1/2-inch hole that will go through this, and that way it can pivot on a bracket instead of this little thing. So we're going to weld this to the front, and then this will be welded to the axle side. So we didn't account for the brake to be in the same spot. This is brake off all the way back. And if you push this forward, it engages the brake. So you can see this yellow piece is the brake line, and this is as far back as it can go. It needs to get into that hole in this position. You just need a cotter pin for that. Alright, so now the issue is this is too far back. So I guess we should have done this in the first place, but we're gonna have to drill a new hole for this bolt to go through. Well, I broke that off. What do you think? I think it's fine. It's not going to come out sideways. It's in there pretty good. So, whatever. Safe enough. It just breaks. How was that inside of there? This piece should pop out. Or this piece, I guess. That. And then you stick this on here like so. Broke it. Yeah, broke right there. I mean, we could fix it, but this thing is due for a new cable if that thing's just snapping like that. Yeah, we might need just to buy a new one. I got the throttle hooked back up, but it's really short, so I think it's gonna work for now just to test it, but we're gonna have to order a new cable because that thing's probably gonna snap again, and I can't go full throttle right now. Okay, so this brake is not doing brake things because this spring isn't touching, but I think we can adjust it with that screw right there. Oh shit. Oh no. My Harbor Freight magnet broke. Oh, there you go. Okay. Why is there oil on that? That's weird. I got to push forward as much as I could, but it's not enough. You can see you push the brake down, and it's just not strong enough to push it back. So we're gonna have to make something else work. Like this nut I broke off, so we're gonna have to re-weld a new nut to go through here. And if we're gonna be doing that, we might as well weld like some kind of lever, like a hand lever. So if you push this, then you're gonna have to use the hand lever to, you know, bring it back, which kind of sucks. Unless we can get it closer. But you see, like this spring, it doesn't take much. Oh, it's a two pack. Nice. Yeah, the air filter's a little nasty in there. Yeah.
Like a magic eraser.
Yeah. This kind of ripped up the belt a bit, which sucks because this is new and these are like $60, but hopefully that will still run. Yeah, I definitely had that on backwards. Should be like that. chain came off. Almost worked. That came off of there. So I think the engine is not mounted in the right spot, would be my guess. And we need to make sure that's really tight. Okay, so I moved the engine back probably a good ½ inch. So that the chain's a lot tighter. Sorry if the camera's super shaky, but this thing is a tin can. And I noticed I put this camera mount on the bottom and the top and tied them together, so that kind of defeated the purpose of the suspension. So it is definitely better. Look out, bud. Why do you not want to start? Okay, so this thing is definitely better with that suspension on. It needs front suspension, and right now I'm kind of thinking of doing that in the future. It's like $100 for a kit, and then I got to figure out some other stuff, the steering with it, make sure that I'm only seeing like 2 kits online, and I don't know if I'm gonna have to reuse these same hubs or try to like make the new ones fit that. So I do need a throttle cable, because I was only going like half throttle there. That was very slow, but I'll probably leave that for the next video if we do one on this. A new throttle cable. And then this mount like totally failed on me. I just got this. It's for my 360 camera, but that is dead right now. It's charging, and it's just a twist to lock it, which I don't really like. And so it untwisted itself, it collapsed, and then also you saw the camera came loose from up here, which that might be my GoPro mount. I didn't get it tight enough on there, but I mean, that thing's cool. It just didn't work. This thing's so bumpy too. So anyways, yeah, I think I'm gonna end it here. We may or may not see another video on this thing in the future, so thanks for watching. I will catch you guys next one. Peace out. Bye.